5 games in, what have you guys learned about your team?
I think we've learned a lot over the past 5 games and like being with each other for such a shorter amount of time because we're so young. I think we're learning that we need to like push pace, make sure we get the ball up. Running lanes is really important. And like today, I think we showed that through like how slow the other team was, and I think that getting out transition is really important for us.
Yeah, and you had a second quarter run that was kind of similar to your first quarter run. At this time you kind of held on to that lead. What went different than the second quarter?
Can you repeat it one more time? Sorry.
Yeah, in the second quarter, you guys had a run that was similar to your first quarter run, but this time you kind of held on to that lead. What went different there?
I think just staying engaged on defense and stopping the ball and paying attention to details.
And Taina, you've been asked to play quite a few minutes, despite being a freshman. What have you learned and gained from this experience 5 games in?
I think I'm learning that every possession matters because I'm playing a long stretch of time, so I have to be able to to be able to go to the next play and be able to get back on defense and go on offense and just not think too much, but also play our game and constantly be like the leader on the floor. So I'm definitely learning, like especially how to be like a leader, especially being like a freshman, taking on that role.
And how nice was it to get a career high on your birthday with family courtside?
It was a great feeling. I mean, after the game, just going to see my family and everybody just cheering me on. It's a great feeling.
All right, Ruben, you're up.
All right, I apologize in advance if the Ruben household goes to chaos over here. I figured just start out. I know that coming off of that last loss, and I know Heist just alluded to it, but just where has the major improvement been for you guys? Has it been in practice, or how's that led to execution into the game to get 2 straight wins?
I think 2 days ago, I thought we had a really, really good practice, a lot of focus and attention to detail. Yesterday, I have to say the mistakes we made yesterday were probably the same mistakes you saw us make early in the game today. So I think as we get this team continuing to mature and continuing to grow and have confidence, I think our practices are going to become shorter and sharper, and in game play is going to be a little bit more like Tiana just said, a little bit more attention to detail, which is really what we need to have.
From a system standpoint, Coach, I know that you recruit players to play within the system. Yes. But for you, just kind of in the development standpoint, has the system changed at all based on players, and how have you kind of tweaked it with this group as the season, the first couple of weeks of their time?
I wouldn't say the system has changed. I think if anything, I believe our running and transition game can even get that much better. I know Taina has to play a lot of minutes, but I do think she's got young legs, and I hope I'm not wearing her out too much. But as she continues to grow, because today she was a major focus of what Providence was doing defensively. They were trapping her on ball screens. They were picking her up full court, and soon enough you're going to see her really thrive under that, because if they're going to pick her up full court, that means one more person that she's going to leave behind her to go and push tempo. So as she continues to grow with that, and then Riri just continues to get a ton of attention inside, and she was doubled, and I'm not sure how physical they're allowed to play this year, but they have been just, I think, pushing and shoving on the inside with Riri and sort of getting away with it. I think as we get more into conference play, I think it might even get easier for her, because I think there won't be a disparity in size to where they won't allow somebody just to take a couple hands and shove her off the block.
Yeah, it kind of led to what I was going to ask Maria, was just about the physicality inside and how you've developed as a player, because that has seemed like it's a little more than maybe what was there last year.
Yeah, I think that coming off my freshman year and how successful I was, people are going to obviously double or triple team me. So just making sure I look out to my teammates and getting the ball out. And honestly, it's kind of a transition, but I'm getting used to it.